There's a reason your journey feels heavy. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you're broken. It's because you're walking a path most people are too afraid to even step on. The path is hard, but so are you. This isn't just a phrase. It's a truth the world won't hand you. You have to discover it for yourself. Because life, real life, the kind that builds legacies, transforms souls, and changes everything, that kind of life demands a price. And you're in the middle of that payment right now. You're fighting battles nobody sees. You're holding up a dream while your knees shake beneath the weight of it. You've been told, maybe this isn't for you. You've had days where you looked in the mirror and wondered, am I even capable of this? But let me ask you something. If it were easy, would it even be worth it? The truth no one tells you is this. The path to anything great is not paved with comfort. It's carved with pain. Pain of discipline. Pain of growth. Pain of pushing forward when everything in you screams to stop. And still, you move. Because deep down you know, you weren't born to quit. You weren't born to live a life of almosts and maybes. You weren't made for the sidelines. You were built for the fight, forged in fire, called to rise, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. So if you're listening to this right now, tired, doubting, overwhelmed, understand something. You're not weak for feeling this way. You're strong because you're still here. You're still standing, still showing up, still chasing something bigger than fear. And that's why this message is for you. Because somewhere inside you is a power the world hasn't seen yet. A voice that hasn't been heard loud enough. A strength that hasn't been fully tapped. And it's time to unlock it. Not by avoiding the hard path, but by walking it head high, heart on fire and soul unshakable. You're going to hear things in this video that won't sugarcoat your struggle. Because you don't need comfort. You need clarity. You need a reminder of who you are and what you're made of. This is not about hype. This is not about ego. This is about remembering the truth. The path is hard, but so are you. Now breathe in, lock in, and get ready. Because we're about to awaken the warrior inside of you that refuses to bow to the pressure and dares to rise through it. The truth about the path you're on. Let's be honest. The road to greatness isn't paved with comfort. It's rough, lonely, full of setbacks and moments when quitting feels like the easiest way out. People love to talk about the rewards, the spotlight, the success, the applause, but few will talk about the cost. They won't show you the nights filled with doubt, the mornings you wake up empty, the moments where your heart is heavy and your mind screams, is this even worth it? But let me tell you something real. The path is hard, not because you're not good enough, but because what you're chasing is worth it. Anything that holds true value will test you. It will push you. It will demand pieces of you that comfort could never grow. And in those moments when everything feels too much, when your body is exhausted, your spirit shaken, and your faith hanging by a thread, remember this. The path is hard, but so are you. You are not weak for struggling. You are not broken for feeling tired. You are human, and you are becoming something more. Every tear, every failure, every long stretch of silence where no one applauded but you still kept moving. Those are the moments that shape you into a warrior. Not the wins, not the trophies, not the applause, but the silent battles, the private wars, the invisible bruises. That's where your strength is born. You weren't built for easy, you were built for impact. And impact doesn't come cheap. You may not see the results yet. You may feel like you're stuck, but movement is happening. Growth is happening. It's underground where no one sees it, just like seeds breaking open before they rise. So don't measure your journey by surface-level progress. Measure it by your resilience, by how many times you've stood up after being knocked down. That's strength. Don't wish for the path to get easier. Wish for yourself to get stronger. Because you can. You don't need perfect conditions. You need commitment. You don't need applause. You need purpose. You don't need to feel ready. You need to move anyway. The path you're walking, it's shaping you in ways you can't yet understand. But one day, you'll look back and realize the hardest moments were your greatest teachers. So keep going. Keep walking, even when it hurts. Keep rising, even when it's dark. Keep fighting, even when the odds say stop. The world may not see your grind, but you know what you're building, and it matters. The path is hard, but don't you dare forget. You are harder. Pain is part of the process. Pain, it's the part nobody wants, but the part nobody grows without. People run from it, hide from it, avoid it at all costs. But warriors, they face it. They feel it. They use it. Because here's the truth. Pain is not your enemy. It's your invitation. An invitation to rise, to evolve, to become the version of yourself that comfort will never build. Every great story begins with struggle. Every strong person has scars, and every warrior has walked through fire. You want to build something that lasts, you want to create a legacy, then pain will come knocking. Not to destroy you, but to develop you. Without pain, there's no depth, no discipline, no reason to fight. Pain is what awakens the parts of you that would otherwise sleep forever. It sharpens your focus, it humbles your ego, it burns away weakness. Every time life pushes you to your knees, you're being asked a question. Will you stay down or will you rise again? And every time you rise, you're not just surviving, you're transforming. Think about it. The strongest steel is forged in fire. The most powerful muscles are built by tearing fibers. And the most resilient minds, they are shaped in the moments no one claps for. You don't grow by avoiding the hurt. You grow by walking through it. Let it stretch you. Let it break what no longer serves you. Let it teach you who you really are beneath the noise. Most people quit when it starts to hurt, but that's exactly when the real transformation begins. Pain is the point where the average stop and the elite begin. You've got to stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? Because pain always has a lesson, but only if you're brave enough to listen. It teaches you patience when everything is delayed. It teaches you strength when you feel weak. It teaches you trust when you don't understand the timing. And most of all, it teaches you that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. So don't numb it. Don't rush through it. Don't pretend it's not there. Let it do its work. Let it shape you. Let it strip away the noise and reveal the warrior inside. This isn't punishment. It's preparation. This isn't the end. It's the fire that will light your way forward. And when you've come through it, when you've cried, struggled, pushed, and kept going, you'll realize that pain didn't break you. It built you. So the next time it hurts, the next time you're ready to quit, breathe deep and say it out loud. This is part of my process, and I'm not backing down. You were built for this. There are days when everything feels heavy, your mind doubts, your body aches, and your heart whispers, maybe I'm not strong enough for this. But let me tell you something, loud and clear. You were built for this. The battles you're fighting, the storms you're walking through, the mountains you're climbing, they weren't given to you by mistake. You weren't thrown into the fire to burn. You were placed there to forge something unbreakable within you. You were not born to break. You were born to rise. You were made to carry more than you think, endure more than you imagine, and become more than you ever dreamed possible. But here's the truth. Greatness doesn't knock softly. It roars. It challenges everything you believe about yourself. It drags you through the dirt and asks, do you still want this? And you get to answer not with words, but with action. See, most people wait until they feel ready. But warriors know, readiness is a lie. You'll never feel fully prepared. You'll never have all the answers. You won't always feel brave. But you move anyway. You take the step trembling. You speak the truth shaking. You show up uncertain, but you show up. That's where real power begins. You've already come so far. You've survived things that would have destroyed others. You've healed from heartbreak, risen from failure, kept going through loss, and stood up after the world knocked you down. You are not soft. You are not a mistake. You are not here to live a life of fear and doubt. You are built for hard days. You are wired for the fight. You are a product of resilience forged in the fire of your own story. And every scar you carry, it's not weakness, it's proof. Proof that you kept going, proof that you didn't give in, proof that even when your strength ran dry, you found a way to crawl forward. So when your lean eggs shake and your breath shortens, remember this is just another moment, not your finish line, not your ending, just another test you're about to pass. Look in the mirror and speak to the warrior inside. I'm not here to quit, I'm not here to shrink, I'm not here to play small. You are here to conquer, to become, to transform pain into power, struggle into strength, and fear into fuel. You were built for pressure. You were built for growth. You were built for greatness. So take a deep breath, stand tall, and tell the world one more time, I was built for this, and I'm not backing down. Discipline over doubt. Let's talk about the war between what you feel and what you said you would do. Because doubt is loud. It creeps in when you're tired. It speaks the loudest when the results are slow. It questions your vision, mocks your progress, and whispers, you're not enough. But here's the truth. You don't win by silencing doubt. You win by outworking it. And the weapon that crushes doubt every single time is discipline. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't need motivation. It doesn't wait for inspiration to strike. It shows up every single day. When your alarm goes off at 5 a.m. and your body begs for sleep, discipline gets up. When your goals feel a mile away and the voice in your head says, why bother? Discipline answers, because I said I would. Most people operate on emotion. If they feel excited, they move. If they feel tired, they stop. If things get hard, they give up. But warriors, they move regardless, because they know this secret. Feelings are fleeting, but discipline is forever. You said you want it, then prove it. Not by talking, not by planning, not by dreaming, but by doing, consistently, relentlessly, especially on the days you don't feel like it. Because discipline is what turns your dreams into routines, your goals into habits, and your hustle into a lifestyle. It's not sexy, it's not glamorous, but it's what separates those who wish from those who win. You'll never hear a champion say, I only trained when I felt like it. They win because they train when they don't. Discipline is showing up when nobody's watching. It's doing the reps no one applauds. It's sticking to your plan after the excitement fades. And here's what happens when you master discipline. Doubt loses its voice. Fear loses its grip. And your consistency builds an unstoppable momentum. Discipline becomes your identity. It becomes your response to every excuse, every setback, every storm. You become the person who follows through, who doesn't flinch, who doesn't fold under pressure. So when doubt shows up, and it will, don't argue with it. Don't waste your energy trying to prove it wrong. Just do the work. Let your actions speak louder than your anxiety. Let your discipline walk you through the valley of uncertainty. Because one day, your results will be undeniable. And doubt? It won't have anything left to say. So stop waiting to feel ready. Stop letting your emotions steer the ship. Lock in, show up, do what needs to be done. Every single day. Discipline over doubt. Every time. Failure is fuel. Let's get one thing straight. You will fail. Not once, not twice, but again and again. You will fall. You will mess up. You will make the wrong move, say the wrong thing, take the wrong path. But here's the shift. Failure isn't the end. It's the fuel. Every successful person you admire has one thing in common. A history of failure. And not just one or two setbacks, but countless. They failed more times than most people were even willing to try. Because failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the process. It's the soil where growth takes root. It's the forge where character is refined. But too many people treat failure like a full stop. They hit one wall and say, I guess it's not meant to be. They make one mistake and decide, maybe I'm not cut out for this. But warriors, they don't crumble. They study failure. They learn from it. They adapt. They use it as data, not defeat. You want to win? Then lose often and rise faster. When you fail, ask yourself, what did this reveal about my preparation? What weakness did it expose? What mindset do I need to shift? Failure is feedback, not a verdict, not a label, just a signal that something needs refining, not quitting. Too many people fail once and retreat, but those who become unstoppable, they fail, then re-enter with fire. You think you're alone in your struggle? Go look at the history of every champion, every icon, every legend. They all failed, they all heard no. They all fell on their face and still got up. That's the difference. Not talent, not luck, but the refusal to stay down. You must stop fearing failure like it's a curse. Start embracing it as your coach, because every time you fall and rise again, you're sharpening your blade. You're building calluses where it used to hurt. You're becoming immune to the sting, and unstoppable in the figs. Hekti, there's no shame in failing. The only shame is letting it stop you from becoming everything you were meant to be. So fail boldly, fail forward. Fall on your face, and get up with more fire than before. Your dream doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be persistent. Let failure mold you, not define you. Let it drive you, not paralyze you. Let it teach you, not silence you. Because every failure is a brick, and brick by brick, you're building something unstoppable. So the next time you fall, smile, because you just picked up more fuel for your fire. Comparison is poison. Let's call it what it is. Comparison is poison. It's silent, subtle, and it kills progress from the inside out. You start out focused, driven, hungry, and then you glance sideways. You scroll, you watch, you listen, and suddenly their path looks better. Their timeline looks faster. Their wins look bigger. And just like that, you forget your own race. But hear me, their success is not your failure. Their breakthrough does not mean you're behind. Their journey is not a reflection of your worth. Comparison convinces you to resent your own growth. It turns gratitude into jealousy. It turns purpose into pressure. It takes the focus off your mission and puts it on someone else's highlight reel. Because that's all you see, the highlight reel. Not the late nights, not the doubt, not the breakdowns behind closed doors. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's curated front stage. It's not real, and it's not fair to yourself. Your journey is sacred. Your struggle is shaping you. Your pace is your own, and your mission is not meant to look like theirs. So stop looking around. Start looking within. Start asking, what did I overcome to get here? Start celebrating your milestones, no matter how small, because every step forward, even the quiet ones, count. Comparison makes you question the path you're on. But the truth is, you were never meant to follow their path. You were born to blaze your own. Stay in your lane. Protect your energy. Guard your focus like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every second spent envying someone else is a second abandoned from building your own greatness. It doesn't matter if someone got there faster. It matters that you're still going. It doesn't matter if someone shines louder. It matters that you're still glowing, even if it's quiet. Success is not a race. It's a battle of endurance, and the only person you need to beat is who you were yesterday. So instead of watching their progress, track your own. Instead of wishing for their life, work on your dream. Instead of comparing, commit. Deeper, stronger, louder. When you stop comparing, you start building. You start loving the grind again. You remember why you started, and you begin to respect your own timeline. Your worth is not determined by how fast you get there, but by how real, how relentless, and how faithful you are to the journey. So delete the noise, silence the lies, turn your eyes back to your path, because that's where the real magic is, not in theirs, but in yours. Your mind is the battlefield. The biggest war you'll ever fight won't be in the gym, not on the track, not in the office. The loudest, most brutal battlefield is right between your ears, your mind. That's where the real fight begins and ends. Because your thoughts shape your direction. They build or break your focus. And if you don't learn to master your mind will master you. It will tell you that you're not ready, that you're too late, that you're not good enough, that your past defines your future, that failure means stop. And if you listen long enough, you'll start to believe it. But here's the truth most won't tell you. You don't have to believe every thought you think. Your mind is powerful, but it's programmable. What you feed it becomes what it produces. Garbage in, garbage out. Power in, power out. So you have to start training your mind like a soldier, not just once, not just when life is easy, but every day, every moment. You wake up and set your tone. You remind yourself who you are. You speak truth louder than your fear. You silence doubt with discipline. You choose your focus, or your distractions will choose it for you. Because a distracted mind can't build anything. A scattered focus can't win battles. And a defeated mind will find a reason to quit, even when your heart still wants to fight. So guard your thoughts like your life depends on it, because it does. Stop rehearsing your failures. Stop replaying your regrets. Stop giving airtime to voices that tear you down. Instead, speak power, speak life, speak identity. Tell yourself what's true, even when you don't feel it yet. Say, I am stronger than my excuses. I am not what happened to me. I'm what I choose to become. I am focused, fierce, and building something greater than fear. You win the battle in your mind before you ever see the results in your life. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Meditate on strength. Write your vision daily. Visualize the win. Breathe through the chaos. Remind yourself, I control my thoughts. They don't control me. And when those dark voices come knocking, and they will, answer with clarity. Answer with purpose. Answer with the unshakable truth, I've come too far to let doubt lead now. Because the warrior who controls their mind can't be stopped. You don't need a perfect life. You need a powerful mindset. So build it, sharpen it, guard it. Because your mind is your most lethal weapon. And if you master it, there's not a force in this world that can break you. Keep walking. Even when it hurts, you've come too far to quit now. You've bled for this. You've cried for this. You've sacrificed sleep, comfort, peace, all for a future you haven't even seen yet. And now, the path is testing you again. There's silence, setbacks, exhaustion that settles deep in your bones. Moments where you look around and wonder, is this still worth it? Let me be clear, yes it is. But this is the part most people never make it through. Not because they aren't capable, but because they stop walking when it starts to hurt. But pain is not a stop sign. Pain is a signal. It means something inside you is growing, stretching, expanding. The hurt means you're alive in the fight. And if you're hurting right now, good. Because that means you haven't quit. That means you're still in the arena, still swinging. Most people think strength is about never struggling. But real strength, it's walking forward with shaking knees. It's moving through heartbreak, disappointment, betrayal, and still choosing to rise. It's one step, just one, even when it's hell. That's where champions are born. You don't have to sprint, you don't have to soar, you just have to keep walking, even if it's slow, even if it's ugly, even if your legs are barely moving. Because the people who win in life aren't the ones who never struggle. They're the ones who never stop. You've carried too much to throw it all away now. You've endured too many nights in silence. You fought through too many mornings without applause. And you didn't survive all of that just to surrender here. You are not soft. You are not fragile. You are not someone who folds under pressure. You are a finisher. You are a fighter. You are someone who chooses persistence when the world offers excuses. There will be days when the voices in your head scream, "Turn back, it's too hard. You're not enough." And on those days you answer with action. You move anyway. You take the step. You walk forward. Because warriors walk even when it hurts. And that's why you'll make it. Because most stop when the pain shows up. But you let the pain build you, fuel you, push you into the next level. Every drop of sweat, every aching muscle, every hour of doubt, it all adds up, it all counts, it's all building something powerful within you. So when you can't see the finish line, when the light feels far, keep walking. Because the path is hard, but so are you. And this world has no idea what kind of fire is about to rise from your story. So here we are, at the end of this message, but not the end of your journey. You've been walking a path that few are willing to take, a path that demands more than just talent, more than luck, more than dreams. It demands heart, grit, fire. And you've proven again and again that you carry all three. Yes, the path is hard, it always has been, but that's not the warning. That's the invitation to rise, to evolve, to unlock the strongest, most fearless version of yourself. And don't let the silence fool you. Don't let the lack of recognition make you doubt your value. The world doesn't always clap for you when you're in the middle of the climb, but that doesn't mean the climb isn't working. Growth is quiet, progress is often invisible, and transformation is always uncomfortable. But you're doing it anyway. You've shown up tired. You've kept going when no one believed in you. You've fallen, and still found the courage to stand back up. And that makes you rare. Because anyone can start, anyone can post their goals, anyone can speak big dreams into the air, but only a few walk through the storm without turning back. You are one of the few. So here's what I want you to remember. Long after this video ends, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be persistent. You don't need all the answers. You just need the strength to keep showing up. You don't have to wait until it feels easy. You just have to believe it's worth it. Because the path you're on, it's not just about success. It's about becoming someone unshakable. It's about proving to yourself, not the world, that you are stronger than every excuse trying to pull you back. Every hard day is building something inside of you. Every setback is sharpening your edge. Every quiet victory, every painful step is part of the masterpiece that is you becoming unstoppable. So keep walking, even when you're unsure, even when it's messy, even when no one's watching. Because soon all those quiet battles will echo into something loud, louder than fear, louder than failure, louder than doubt. And one day you'll look back and say, it was all worth it, every second. The path is hard. It was never meant to be easy, but that's the point. Because you were never meant to be average. You were born for the fire, built for the storm, shaped by resistance. And no matter what life throws at you, you don't break, you rise. Now go prove it. Because the path is hard, but so are you.